So in the summer of 2001, Westminster hired a group of new faculty, among them Mr. Aber and Miss Anderson, and two other young guys. One, incredibly talented, brilliant, engaging, smart, funny, and very handsome. And the other one was me. And so it is my honor to introduce Mr. C.
I just got one last thing. I urge all of you, to enjoy your lives, the precious moments you have, to spend some time each day with some thought and some laughter, to get your emotions going, to be enthusiastic every day. For as Ralph Waldo Emerson said, nothing great was ever accomplished without enthusiasm. To keep your dreams alive in spite of whatever problems you might have. To develop the ability to work hard to make those dreams come true, to make them a reality. North Carolina State men's basketball coach Jim Valvano, 2 months before his death from cancer.
Things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. John Wooden, basketball coach at UCLA in the 1960s and 70s.
Maybe one of these fancy pants schools has a magic pill you can take that will make you a better player. But you're not good enough to play there, and I'm not good enough to coach there. So let's get back to work. Griff before practice.
Good morning. Thank you, guys. And thank you, Dave. So about a year ago, I started to think something might be wrong with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Tawney and most of my students in AP Calculus have been saying that for about 20 years. But this time I thought it might be serious. I noticed a little bulge in my neck around Thanksgiving last year. And I thought maybe it was just a bruise or something. So I tried to cover it with those neck gaiters every day. Now, don't get me wrong, I like neck gaiters, but now whenever I see someone wearing one, I'm going to be a little suspicious about what they might be hiding under there. Well, the thing kept growing, and by January, it was about the size of a softball inside of my neck. After some tests and biopsies and kind of a painful procedure to remove a few lymph nodes, I had to accept the fact that I had cancer. A small cell carcinoma of unknown origin. In other words, a rare growth in my neck. And because it was so close to the carotid artery, surgery was not an option. And so I began a little chemotherapy and radiation for about 6 months. And I was away from school. And this all took place down the road here at Hartford Hospital. And partly because of the care I received at Hartford Hospital, I'm here. But why only partly? Because they're fabulous. Well, that's what I want to talk about today. If you want to hear the details of the medical side, then that's another discussion. But why was it only partly because of the care at Hartford Hospital? You see, I could not have done this alone. I always like to think that I'm tough and strong and independent and in control. But not this time. I am here because of the love and care that I received from my immediate family, and because of the love and the care that I received from all of you. I have every email, every card, every note, every text message. Maybe you were lying. Maybe you got extra credit. Maybe Mr. Kendall made you do it in Sunday Hall. I don't know. I don't care. And I don't want to know. But what I do know is that it worked. And every word meant that I needed to do it for one more day. And trust me, there were times in March and April when I didn't want to do it for another day. Mr. and Mrs. Eckerson and Mr. Marco and Dr. White will tell you that I was a weak, weepy mess as I spit up into my spit cup with my traveling towel every day down to the hospital. So I say partly because of the care at the hospital, and mostly because it seemed like there were people who wanted me to come back. And for that, I am truly grateful. Years ago, when I was working with Mr. Eckerson in Hartford, he would have the students write in their gratitude journals. So what they had to do each day was come up with 3 things that they were thankful for. And they could only thank their mother once a week. And we would begin each session by writing in the gratitude journals. We all had them, even the teachers. And we had to think of 3 things each day that we were grateful for. And I had my Westminster students do this for a little while. I went out and bought all these little notebooks, and I had them start each geometry class. I was teaching 9th graders then, and we would start each day with 3 things we were grateful for. And I stopped doing that. I haven't thought about it for a while. And so I thought maybe today I'd get out my little gratitude journal, figuratively. And so here are 3 things that I'm thankful for today. With apologies to the late Jimmy V. I'm grateful for laughter. And I know most of the time you're laughing at me, but remember, I'm laughing at you too. I mean, I get to spend all day with a bunch of awkward teenagers. Oh, whoops, didn't want to be redundant. Because you're already awkward. Okay. Most of you And I include my colleagues in this. Most of you have no idea how you can change the entire atmosphere of a room with your smile. And I consider it my little goal each day to get you to smile. Some of you are more difficult than others, but that's my job now. With all the stresses in our lives and the problems in the world, I believe it's vital to try to find joy in something each day. Now, don't get me wrong. You still need to solve the problems of the world. I mean, isn't that why you're here? But again, maybe that's another discussion. But I believe that finding moments of joy and laughter will actually make you better at saving the world. So I am grateful for that. I am grateful for tears. And I admit I'm a crier. I weep like a baby each week at the end of the Great British Baking Show Junior Bake Off. And these little kids, one gets sent home each week, and they're knackered, but everything is brilliant, even as they're going out in tears, and I'm on the couch in tears, and my dog is worried the Packers might have lost again, and that show was the worst thing ever. And I can't tell you how many parents and I cried at Parents' Weekend talking about you, especially those of you who are seniors. And I won't say the name of the kid, but one set of parents and I talked about their sixth former who was a third former on my soccer team and tried to kick a soccer ball. And I'd look over at his dad on the sideline, and I'd go like this, and his dad would go like this and turn away. And we both would have our heads in our hands. And again, I don't want to name the kid, but now he's head prefect. So I believe it's okay to let your emotions move you to tears. It's cathartic. And finally, I'm grateful for all of you. I always thought I had a big heart. But like the Grinch on Christmas Day, my heart grew 3 sizes last spring. I love you. I only trust about 4 of you, but I love all of you. And I will do all that I can to play a small role in building a school that exemplifies the community and the care that I know exists in all of us. I mean, think about that. You laugh, you cry, you love. That's a full day. That's a full day. And I know we're not perfect, and we all need to keep striving for the ideal Westminster. That's why we do this every day. Our school is built on relationships, positive, healthy relationships. And trust me, I wish there were a magic pill that I could just give and create the ideal Martlet. But as the saying goes, you're not, and I'm not. So let's get to work. Thank you.